Hey, Mars's mother here. I'm here to tell you one thing. That it's like this thing, like, oh, women aren't supposed to be emotional. Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, like, I'm just supposed to be a robot? Just supposed to, like, walk around not thinking about anything except for, like, a straight line after a straight line after a straight line, and not have any reason or love in my heart or feeling in my gut? Well, to say that a woman has a problem because they're emotional is irrational and would not even allow humans to exist. I firmly believe this, and here's my example. So imagine you've got this like mama, right? She's got her little baby and she's like, happy with my baby, and all of a sudden there's a bear. And the bear's like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna eat you, and I'm gonna get your baby too. You think a woman's gonna be like, oh no, it's a bear, I better run, and like, let me just drop the baby, because if the baby gets eaten, no big deal, I can just have another one. Or like, well, like if the bear kills me, you know, logically, emotionless, rational thinking, if the bear kills me, well, the baby's gonna die anyways, because then he's gonna kill a baby. Oh, no, I don't think so. No. The woman gets all hot, all mad, and is like, bear, I'm going to kill you. Let's fight it down to the death. Get ready to die, bear, because I will gouge your eyes out, your ears out, and I'm gonna tear this bear or this mountain lion on my sweet little darling baby, because you ain't touching him. You think that comes from some sort of logic? Do you think that the human race survived because women were just like, let me think about this, like, if we don't have very much food, it's more logical that like I eat, because if I don't eat enough and I starve to death, then my baby's gonna die anyways, or my children are gonna... No! Woman, she loves her children, she wants to protect them, and she will fight for her children at any cost. Now, if we think back to the bear story, if you were someone who had to go in a court of law and they said, oh, this woman, I mean, we don't know what's wrong with her. She is mad. I mean, she was yelling the other day. You know, the text messages she wrote? You know, the emails she sent? I mean, like, yeah, because you're threatening my children. Yes, because you are threatening myself. You are trying to attack me, and I'm going to defend in whatever manner I know how. How do I know how to defend myself? An emotional way. That is ration. That is reason, because that's how women were designed. Do you think a woman like stays up all night because like she's like rationally thinking like, oh, I need to get some sleep, so like the baby's just gonna let him cry? No, she's like, oh my God, panic, like I gotta feed my baby, and she will stay up all night and hunt all day and do whatever it takes to be with her children, because that is how she is made. She's not made to be like, let me think about this, like, does this make sense? No, it's not the way it works. So I'm gonna tell you, all over the country here, the great free United States, where women have so many rights, well, I'm here to tell you there's some new rights we need to get, and those are the rights of our children, because what's happening now, you don't see it, there's this backlash against the women's rights movement, and you know where it's starting? In the court system. The family court systems are so corrupt. Now we need to think our different way and switch our viewpoint and be like, instead of saying, oh, well, like, they don't take babies from moms, or like, what did you do? You need to turn that around, because a woman to be accused and have her children ripped from her breast, her young child, her 10-year-old child, her 3-year-old child, her 1-year-old baby taken because she couldn't behave, she was emotional, she was out of control. It kind of sounds to me a little bit like, this is like that, like, the woman was hysterical, she's insane, so let's lock her up. And now what's happening is the story's being turned around. You see, like, this is the real story, right? Woman's taking care of the baby, mother's taking care of the children. Nothing against dad. There's great dads out there. And I know some dads help take care of the children, but I'm going to tell you, there's a lot that don't. And even the good dads, the majority of the child work falls upon the woman. She carries the baby, she nurses the baby. Now the law is, did you know that the law is a man can have nothing to do with the child for 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years. He hasn't even seen that child. He hasn't contributed. He's done nothing. He can walk in the courtroom, and because he contributed a little piece of DNA to that child, he can get 50% of that child. And then what? Let me tell you what happens. Then he can make up stories, make up drama, like just be like so annoying. As the woman's finally like, you are a bear and I'm going to attack you to save my children. Stay away from me. Quit lying, quit making up stories. Oh, guess what? Now they have their evidence. There it is. Well, I'm here to tell you we got one more movement on the forefront. One more movement is rising up because the time is over when you can just take babies and children from mothers. And then the time is over when we are going to continue to ostracize women who have lost their children by assuming that they're insane or they've done something wrong or they're histrionic. I mean, come on, people. What does this stuff even mean? I mean, one woman, she can yell at her husband every day that she comes in and be totally hysterical, totally emotional. She doesn't have her children taken away. You know why? Because that man is not turning the story around. But for those that do have a man who turns the story around, who's a damaged little boy, and I don't understand these women who are attorneys and they are, I don't know what, someone hurt them, their mother didn't protect them, so they're gonna go try to hurt other mothers. Well, let me tell you, not all the mothers are like that. And we need to quit saying, because I had this personal experience with this one woman or with my mother. I mean, your mother, if she did something and wasn't a good woman, it's probably because of something that was done to her and the oppression that was put onto her by this patriarchal society. This has got to stop. We have got to quit saying things like, oh, well, she's crazy. Well, I mean, she didn't know how to follow the rules. She was impulsive. I mean, come on, people, come on. Did the woman beat the child? No. Did she feed him? Did she clothe him? Did she baby him? Did she love him? Did she meet every single need that he had, that child had for years? Did she nurture him? Did she love him? Did she treat him with compassion? Because you have a personal problem, you're going to go take that baby away? I don't think so. I'm here to tell you that if you want to join us and you want to stop this putting down of women because a man has a personal problem with her, a man has a personal problem, he needs to go to court and say, I've got a personal problem with this person because they're treating me this way, and judge, I want you to stop. So I guarantee you, if they do that, they're not going to get anywhere. But what they do is they say, oh, she's a danger to the child. Look, she yelled at me one time. Well, bitch, why are you being like that? Be a man and stand up and sit down. If you have a problem, talk to someone face to face and say, I'm not seeing what you're seeing and I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. Let's all sit down as a family, get together, instead of going to these courts and lawyers and judges. They're just making money off of you. They don't care about the children. That's not what they're doing. It's a way for the system. The family courts is a way for, it's like blood money, right? It's like the NRA, they gotta pay off the politicians to not ban assault weapons. And how much money is each child's life worth? Well, how much money is each child's life worth? You're just gonna like pay some money and then ruin a child's emotional and psychological well-being? Because that's what happens when you separate children from their mothers and their fathers. I am sorry, but I am so sick of seeing mothers or fathers separate children from their parents. It's got to stop. You need to, if a child is really young, it needs to mostly be with its mother, because that's evolution. A child is nursing. You cannot take 1 and 2-year-old infants, babies that should be still nursing. The World Health Organization says that babies should nurse till they're 10. Well, here, you can tell a judge, like, Judge, you know, you can't take the baby away overnight because he nurses. He's 17 hours. He can't be away from me 17 hours. A guardian ad litem, they can't be like, oh, well, like, you know, I mean, the mom is just complaining. She's so difficult because the mother's complaining about how the baby comes back and he's crying. I mean, I just didn't see that. Well, like, what, you show up like the perfect time, like right after the baby's nurse, you plan your schedule like that? Well, why don't you look at the whole story? Or why don't you just say that you can't separate nursing babies away from their mothers more than 6 or 8 hours? Because when woman works, that's how long it is. It's not 17 hours. It's not 5 days. It's not 3 days. And this whole system here, that I'm in Travis County in Texas, I mean, the rest of the country better watch out, because what I've heard, this is like the Wild West of legislation. And last year they passed a law that allows 50-50 for a man, like I was saying, just to walk in the courthouse and he can have anything. And then that's the baseline. And then when someone is abusive enough to make up slander, then it just goes up. I mean, I don't know what the world is coming to when a stay-at-home mom of years, or a woman who's successful, intelligent, educated. I mean, they say these things about women because they can't come up with anything better. I mean, if you could show me a woman who's laying on the couch, high as a kite, and shooting up and tracks marks all over her arm or something like that, or she's like walking down the street and she just left her babies tied up in a bedroom, okay, there you have a case. Call CPS. But absence of something like that, if mom's not going, if she's home every night taking care of that baby, loving that baby, taking it to the park, kissing the baby, I mean, so what? Because she told you you were a little shit? Doesn't even start turning to that man and saying, yeah, quit being a little shit. Because a woman is going to get pissed off and act normal. This is normal. But to call a woman histrionic, insane, hysterical, impulsive, difficult, oh, she misbehaved. It's really embarrassing, but I had my baby taken away from me because I couldn't behave. I'm not sure exactly what that means, because if someone doesn't behave like me, man, I don't know what. If my level of acting is not behaving, I don't know what good is. I think that's about all I've got to say today. Anyways, whatever all that, like, get in touch.